But let's just dwell a little on this, what Mother says. The Lord knows that all is Himself, therefore all actions are His, and all things are Himself. So this is the premise of the Ho'oponopono practice. Any of you practiced it? So the founder of Ho'oponopono, the story goes that he was sent as a therapist to one of the worst prisons in the world. And he was given a file of all the prisoners. I mean, it was unmanageable. Nobody else had managed. They were so violent in that prison. And this healer would just look at each picture, practice his Ho'oponopono, go on to the other picture. And in a few days, there was such a transformation in all the prisoners that they all were curious about what he was doing. And then he was saying that I know that at a very fundamental level, I'm one with all the prisoners. So I was becoming one with each prisoner and asking the universe for forgiveness. Like he's done the crime, but I'm one with him. So I'm asking the universe to forgive me in oneness with the prisoner. Now, to the thinking mind, this seems silly, impractical, but it worked. And eventually, and it's a big movement. If you read about Ho'oponopono, some of you practice it, and it actually works. So, to forgive, one must be other than the one who is forgiven, and the thing to be forgiven. Isha, you're noting, right? And must have been done by someone other than himself. The truth is that when you ask forgiveness, you hope that the dire consequences of what you have done will be wiped away. Yeah, we usually feel, oh, I've done this wrong, now I'll be punished. Let me say sorry so that I don't have to face consequences. But that is possible, Mother says, only if the causes of the error you have committed have themselves disappeared. If you have made a mistake through ignorance, the ignorance must disappear. If you have made a mistake through bad will, the bad will must disappear and be replaced by good will. Mere regret will not do, it must be accompanied by a step forward. And this is a very beautiful thing. We always feel if I do something bad, I'll have to face the bad karma. But Mother says you wipe out the karma only when you remove the imprint in you that caused the shortfall. For example, if you have jealousy in you which made you hurt a person, there will be karmic consequences unless you work on your jealousy and wipe out the blueprint of jealousy in your being. If there was anger which caused you to hurt somebody, again there'll be consequences of that anger till you really work out the blueprint, what we call in our scriptures the samskar of anger from your system. It's not enough to just apologize. You have to work on yourself to remove the root which caused it, because that's the beauty of the law of karma. Life never gives up on you. If you have a shortfall, life will keep sending the same trigger again and again to you, indicating to you that now overcome it, now overcome it, now overcome it. And each time maybe you'll react a little less. So we often hate our triggers, right? We hate the people who make us reactive, who whatever. But if we understand that everything is God wearing a mask, then through that mask, the God is triggering us again and again and will keep triggering us out of infinite love, infinite times till we overcome our reactivity. That's the play of the whole system.